Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we are going to be exploring some more secret shacks that are located throughout the world, including some ones that can only be accessed in the epilogue as John Marston. So a lot of you guys have wanted me to check out a lot of the in-game shacks, and be sure to check out some of my previous videos, which I'll actually leave some links to in the description. I've been getting a ton of messages from you guys on Facebook, which has been awesome, suggesting that I check out some of the other shacks in game, like Lenora's View or Osmond's Grove or Vetter's Echo. I've already checked out a lot of those cabins. So again, I'll leave links to those in the description, but please continue to send me ideas and mysteries that you would like for me to check out. So anyways, let's begin. Our first cabin today is just to the south of Emerald Ranch. And it's a shack that on the surface level doesn't seem like it's all that interesting. It looks like it's been completely burned down, and it has this sort of like secret bunker or like secret sort of basement, which is kind of cool. And that seems to be the only thing worth checking out. So let's end up going inside, and we can find a couple of interesting things. The first is some Valerian root, which is obviously great. This will increase our Deadeye XP. There seems to be a couple of other provisions as well, like cigarettes and canned fruits. But I was thinking to myself as I was exploring this basement, this seems a little lackluster. Like typically these shacks have more of a reward. And I went over to this shelf over here, and I noticed that there was a cigarette card. And next to the cigarette card was some matches that looked like they were pointing in the shape of an arrow towards the other side of the cabin. So I was thinking to myself, is there something over here that I missed? And wouldn't you know that one of the stones on the wall actually has a hidden stash. And if you remove the hidden stash or the stone, it reveals a stack of money for $50. So that seems to be the big reward out of this cabin. It is actually super hidden. Like it's not very obvious at all that that's what they want you to actually get out of it. So really, really cool stuff right there. And that right there seems to be everything from this cabin. It's very simple. There doesn't seem to be like a backstory of any notes or documents that we could loot or anything like that. And in case you guys are curious, this cabin is actually called Old Trail Rise. I'm not sure why. It's located right next to Dewberry Creek and the sort of stable, but it's called Old Trail Rise for whatever reason. Maybe you guys can tell me why it's called that. Anyways, our next shack that we're going to be checking out today is like at the very southern point of the map. It's right underneath Shady Bell, actually. And it's actually called Crawdad Willie's. And before we even go into this, sort of a fun fact about this shack that you might not have known about. Do you remember this image right here? This image was leaked, I think in like 2016, maybe 2017, way before we had any trailers or information for Red Dead Redemption 2. This actually was from the game, like a very early screenshot of the development of Red Dead Redemption 2 that somehow leaked. A lot of people said this was fake, but it did turn out to be real, and it is this shack right here. Now, upon going inside Crawdad Willie's for the first time, once again, I felt like on the surface level, there wasn't a whole lot that was going on here. I mean, I was able to search a lot of the drawers, and I was able to find some provisions and good stuff like that, but I wasn't able to find anything unique or interesting like a reward or a backstory. So I think that there's something going on here at Crawdad Willie's shack that I might have to come back and see if I can trigger an event to occur. Because at least my couple of minutes that I spent exploring here, other than the various provisions that I was able to gather, there wasn't anything all that unique. Now, I didn't want to give up so easily, and I began to explore around the various islands of the Crawdad Willie shack. Because you guys can see here, there's like a lot of different like small islands. And off to the south, I sort of noticed that there was this like clothesline of like something hanging down. And it looked like there was a tent, and I wanted to check it out. And upon getting closer, it turns out it is like a clothesline of fish. There is a tent, and there is a giant lockbox, like this orange toolbox of stuff. And on the inside, we actually got some nice goodies. We got some potent miracle tonic. We got some revolver cartridges, and we got a large jewelry bag, and that can sell for a ton. I think it's like $50 or $75 at the fence. So I don't know if this tent belonged to Crawdad Willie himself, but it was located close enough to the shack that I assume it has to be related in some way, shape, or form. So again, I'm going to come back and do some more research here because I really do believe something is going on at this shack that I missed or maybe that I didn't catch. But at least on the surface level, you can come here and you can grab that jewelry bag and all the other provisions and tonics that come along with checking out this place. All right, moving on. The next couple of shacks you can only explore as John Marston in the epilogue. I guess this next one you could technically do as Arthur, but it would be very difficult to explore. And this is called Bear Claw Shack or Bear Claw Cabins. It's located in tall trees, and it's this sector of 4 broken down, burned down cottages in the woods. And if you go inside each one of them, you'll notice that there isn't anything there. Like, I went inside all 4 of these little cabins, and I wasn't able to find anything. So that was a little bit disappointing. The fact that, I came to this place, I expected there to be some sort of cool treasure, and it turns out there really wasn't anything to see. The only hope that I had for this place was this well. Now, we had been down this well before in the past because I thought it had something to do with like an undead nightmare Easter egg or something along those lines. But anyways, I climbed down to the bottom and I noticed that there was a lockbox down there with a good bit of money for us to take. So there was a money stack of $20, there was a money stack of $20, and then like a billfold of $50. So all in all, it was $90 for finding this little area in this well. And that's a pretty safe hiding spot, but we were able to come down there and grab it. So I guess that's the reward you're supposed to get out of Bear Claw. I mean, you guys can see where it's located, right sort of on the edge of the Montana River and near the S in Tall Tree. So if you'd like to check it out for yourself, that's where it's located. Now, the next cabin I'm going to show you is only available in the epilogue. So you have to be in 1907 in order to see that. And I don't know why Rockstar put these 3 shacks in the game. Maybe you guys can help me out as to understanding why they did. There's 3 shacks in particular. This one is called Argyll's Rise, and it's not the traditional shack like you would think. As you can see, upon getting here for the first time, you can see that it looks like a normal homestead, like a big farm, like a ranch, similar to Beecher's Hope. And you guys can see that it is for sale, real estate licensed broker H. Fisher for sale. And it's this like very normal looking house that looks to be brand new and just built. And you guys can see if we actually go on the inside, there's nothing here. It's just empty. It's almost like someone built it and someone was waiting for, I guess, someone to ultimately move in and take the cabin. And there's actually 3 of these locations scattered throughout the world. Now, I don't know why Rockstar added these into the game. I have a couple of different theories. My first theory is that Rockstar added this just to show the progression of Red Dead Redemption 2. So, for example, from 1899 to 1907, 8 years passed, the world is becoming more civilized, and because of that, real estate developers and brokers are coming together and they're building homesteads like this, and they're ultimately for sale. So that's my first theory. My second theory is that these will potentially be used in Red Dead Online as properties that our characters can buy aside from the camps. Now, the only problem with that is Red Dead Online is not set in 1907. It's actually set like in 1899. I don't know if it's like in chapter 3 or chapter 4, but it's definitely during like the game. It's not during 1907 in the epilogue. So that would kind of throw a loophole in this. My third theory is that eventually, sometime down the line, we might be able to use these in single player. The only problem with that is, would there really be a use for a shack like this? Because if they're only here in the epilogue, John Marston has Beecher's Hope. Why else would he need another house like somewhere super far away from his ranch? So that really doesn't make sense. So maybe you guys have a better idea on why these shacks, which by the way, if you look in like the official strategy guide of the game, they're listed as shacks you can explore, except there's no reward for going there and there doesn't seem to be any backstory. Unlike some of the other shacks in the game like Vetter's Echo or Hanny Bethel or Old Harry Finn that tell a story or unlock more secrets, these just seem to be in the game for no apparent reason. So like I said, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. maybe you can shine a better light, give us some insight on why these cabins are here in the epilogue only. Maybe it is just as simple as Rockstar wanted to show the progression of the game. As after all, 8 years has gone by and, a lot can change in that time. So again, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know why you think these cabins exist and all the other ones in the comments down below. If you did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care and I'll see you guys in the next video.